Hello, Timmy Tunes here, and welcome to my workshop. Today we are going to be discussing the basics of reading musical notation, specifically in the bass clef. In music, we predominantly have two clefs. The treble clef, which is for higher sounding instruments or higher notes, and the bass clef, which is for lower sounding instruments or lower notes. Musical notes only cover these 7 letters from the alphabet. There are no more. Those 7 letters are placed in specific order on the lines and spaces of the musical staff. The musical staff is always constructed with 5 lines and 4 spaces. In the bass clef, the lines are as follows: G, B, D, F, and A. It's always good to come up with a saying to help you associate the order of those lines. Like this: good, bands, do, fantastically, awesome. You can come up with your own saying to help you remember the order of those lines. The spaces are as follows: A, C, E, G. Again, come up with a saying to help you remember the order of those spaces. They are: all cows eat grass. Have fun with it. Again, the point is to help you remember the order of the lines and the spaces. Now, if you look, we see that the order goes in the same order of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Alternating back and forth between spaces and lines will move us sequentially forwards in the alphabet or backwards in the alphabet. When we get to either end, we just start repeating. For example, we get to the top here, G, the next line is repeating back to the beginning, A. And down below, the last space here is A, so the next line is G. Now, if we wanted to go higher or lower on the musical staff, we have to create our own lines, which are called ledger lines. When we do that, we both create a line and a space, and it moves forwards or backwards in the alphabet. For example, we ended with this top line as being A, so the next space would be B, making this next line be C. Going below, if we were to draw a ledger line, the bottom line is G, so we would go right below it. The space, moving backwards now, is F, and this line becomes E. Another way to identify your notes is to use the clef itself. The bass clef has another name to it. It's called the F clef. And if you connect those dots to the back line, kind of look at it, it almost looks a little bit like an F. And if you notice, it's centered around the 4th line, which is the F line. So if you're having trouble remembering your lines and spaces in order, you can use the bass clef or F clef at least to get you started. Then remember your musical alphabet, just moving forwards or backwards, line, space, and that will help you remember what note you should be reading at that time. There are only, like I said, 7 letters or 7 notes in the musical language. Those notes can be altered, and you may see symbols like this. These symbols are modifiers to the notes, or specifically the sound of that note. This symbol is a flat symbol, and it lowers the sound. This symbol is a sharp symbol and it raises it. And this symbol is what we call a natural symbol. It brings the note back to its original sounding pitch. These symbols show up in what's called a key signature, but that's a discussion for another video. In the meantime, if you'd like to find out more about key signatures or even reading notes in the treble clef, go ahead and check out some of the links and videos in the description below. Let's review. Bass clef or F clef, the lines in order are G, B, D, F, A. The spaces in order are A, C, E, and G. I hope this gives you a better idea on how to identify notes in the bass clef. Thank you so much for joining me, Timmy Tunes, and I hope to see you next time.